Welcome to another episode of Prostyle Podcast. When you have a two-time Super Bowl champion come on the show, man, you have to show love. But what's interesting is this guy was actually ranked in the top 50 coming out of high school as a quarterback and a wide receiver. Like, I've never, ever in my entire life heard of or seen such thing. Please welcome Carolina Panthers wide receiver, my man, Torrey Smith. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing well. So I was doing my research, figuring out, where Torrey went to high school at, went to Stafford High School, finding all this information about you. And I saw he was ranked 30th as a quarterback and 33rd as a receiver. Man, how is that even possible? Like, did you have a backup quarterback that used to come in the game and throw you the ball? Like, how did that work?
Man, I don't know how. Back then, especially when we were playing, the recruiting sites weren't as good. They were solid, but they weren't like they were now. So, I played quarterback in high school, and then I would go to like the little camps or whatever before I committed and try to figure out, and I would play receiver.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how I went about, and it's random. I mean, I had probably like 3 catches. I did go out to receiver a few times in high school. Probably like 3, less than 10 plays for sure.
Wait, you had 3 catches in high school as a receiver?
My first catch was a one-hand touchdown for like 40 yards. I'll tell you, my coach, because I had broke my hand and I couldn't grip the ball. So I told my coach, just put me out at receiver. Like, I go out at receiver and I go out there. My first play, I score a touchdown.
Man, that is crazy. A story. I've never heard anything like this, man. I'm just baffled right now because I played a lot of position. I played receiver. I played safety. Usually you just get tagged as an athlete, right? Nah, you didn't get tagged as an athlete. You got tagged.
That was probably the safe bet. That's probably what they should have done. But, I guess the mistake on their part is that they didn't do that. So now it makes it seem like I was more than what I really was.
Man, that is sick. That's dope. But you ended up choosing Maryland. Why Maryland? Just because it, in-state?
Well, I'm from Virginia, so being there, Maryland. The University of Maryland was only like not even 120 miles from where I'm from in Virginia. So it was actually I'm closer. Where I live in Virginia is closer to Maryland than it is UVA or Virginia Tech.
Gotcha.
Even though I grew up a Tech fan, but it had everything I wanted. I'm from the country, so I had the opportunity to play in 15 minutes outside of D.C., so that was a different living experience. They had my major. I was a criminal justice major, so I really had everything I needed.
Justice. All right, so I just got the news that Charles Peanut Tillman is now a federal agent. Do you plan on pursuing anything in that capacity?
You know what? If I didn't get drafted, that's where I was going right away. But my ultimate goal was to be like probably more so on the lawyer side.
Oh.
I mean, I wanted to be. That was my major because I recognize that your money and the color of your skin can determine your sentence, and that's not right.
Yeah.
So that's something that I wanted to fight against, and now I do the same thing, but just in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. Now that's big, man. So let's hit on that subject a little bit, man. Talk about some of the injustices that we face as African-American football players and some of the legal ramifications and trying to really change the system. What's your foundation doing? I know I hear about your foundation all the time. What are some of the things you guys are doing to be proactive?
Yeah, for us specifically with, our charity, it's more so we're trying to help kids get the resources they need and exposure. Being a person that know what it's like to struggle, know what it's like to need a helping hand at times. I wanted to make sure that if I was ever in this position that I would have the opportunity to help others. That's really what it is. And the majority of our work is in Baltimore, after school programs.
Yep.
Back to school events, all of those things. But the most substantial thing is honestly the after school programs where you get to develop their character. They get the tutoring because a lot of kids are behind in the schools in Baltimore City.
Yep.
And you also get to expose them to different places and different things. So it's something that I take a lot of pride in. I'm thankful for all the support that we have and even being able to do that.
That's nice, man. Yeah, keep going, man. Keep pushing the envelope. Keep doing your thing. Hey, if you ever need anything from me on that side, hey, just reach out. I'm willing to do whatever. And so you were drafted in the second round. Were you expected to go higher?
I knew I was gonna go late first to second round.
Yeah.
I ended up going late in the second round, so I was waiting a little bit, getting a little nervous.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But I mean, I ended up going where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Baltimore.
Yep.
So everything worked out, man. It's still, amazing that it's even still be here. 9 years. I'm starting year 9, and
Nice.
really didn't have any health issues until this past year. So
Nice.
I really can't complain, man. I'm thankful, and it's been a fun ride.
So you go to Baltimore, you win the Super Bowl, but I want to know, what's your fondest memory playing in Baltimore, other than going to the Super Bowl and winning it?
Yeah, I always think it's tough to top the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But for me, I think it's always just a relationship with the fans and the people. I still do a big charity game there each and every year, and still thousands of people that come out and support. Even though I no longer play in that city.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very involved in the community when I was there, and I mean the community kind of embraced me being, going to University of Maryland is
Right.
40 minutes up the road,
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like seeing me grow up, and that's why it's going to be home for me when I'm done. But I probably say just the relationship with the people, even the people in the organization.
Yeah.
They were there for me in my darkest times. I mean, my second year, the year when the Super Bowl, my brother passed away before the Patriots game, and second, third game of the season, something like that. First few games of the season, and the team was there for me, the city was there for me. So I think that's probably the thing that'll last with me even beyond the game.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Anytime you got an organization that back you, because I actually lost my brother too in the 2013 season, like right before Christmas. And they were just like, hey, man, whatever you need, just let us know. I actually ended up playing in that game against Philadelphia the day that he passed. And, the team was just with me. And it was like, hey, if you need to fly out, I ended up flying out of Philly, coming to Houston, just to be with family. So anytime you got an organization like that, man, hats off to them, because there are some organizations that put football before family. A lot of people don't like to admit that, but that's just the harsh reality of, the business of the NFL. And anytime you got, a true organization like the Ravens that will back you in that capacity, that speaks volume, man. That's really big. And so the 2019 NFL season is upon us. We about to get started. Cam just had shoulder surgery. What's the team morale right now? How you guys feeling going into OTAs?
Man, you feeling good. I think Cam's in a good place. So, you have to know by the time we get to camp, he'll be fine, good to go.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm still getting on back, working on back. But, I know I'll be fine. But we have a lot of young, talented guys that, it's their turn. They're going to have the opportunity to shine. And some great leaders on this team. There's been some change, but I think it's, no one's expecting anything out of us, which is always a great position to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, we were a team that started off 6-2 last year and blew it. So we had the talent. I think that's a learning experience, and I think we'll be better for last season. So we just had to go earn it. Today was day one, so we just got to continue to work.
Yeah, you guys got the talent. You got a lot of key young players, man. I look forward to watching Christian again this season. He was just absolutely outstanding. And I mean, just to see some of his workout videos, I'm like, God, man, like this dude, he really goes hard. And I look forward to watching him, man. But what's that one DB you like to face? Or is there one DB you like to face? I know there was always one with me that I like to face up in Green Bay with Charles Woodson. Like, I just like to play against Charles because I knew he'd bring it, right? It's like you're playing against a future Hall of Famer, a guy that, understand the minutia of the sport. He understand, the in and out. He understand the routes, concepts. He reads everything. You don't know when he's going to blitz, which just throws you off even more. But he was always a guy that I love to compete against. You got a guy that you love to compete against?
I'd probably say not so much now, but I would say coming up, it was definitely Ike Taylor.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh, man, we used to go at it. I was young, and He'd be all over me, man. He'd get in my head, have me out of character. So he's a great player. He's on top of his game.
I will say Ike Taylor never shut up.
Never.
I've never heard or seen anything like it. We played them, I think, in 2012 in Chicago, and he just talked the whole game, the entire game. He just didn't stop. He was in Johnny Knox's ear the entire time. And I was just yo, is dude gonna shut up sooner or later? Nope. He just kept talking.
He's gonna go the whole time now. He's gonna go the entire game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He the whole time. You can catch a 60-yard touchdown pass on him. He's still talking. He's gonna talk. So he was always one of those interesting guys. So let's change gears a little bit, man, because Prostyle looks at the symmetry between hip hop and sports. What is Torrey Smith banging right now on this podcast?
Man, you can catch me listening to anything at any given time. I came in this morning. When I woke up this morning, I was driving in. I was listening to Chris Brown's music. He got a new song, "Back to Love," that I was vibing to, and then I was just filling out my install for the day, and was listening to Lecrae, a Lecrae playlist. So Lecrae. You can literally catch me listening to anything, man, from gospel to trap music to whatever, to pop. Rap.
You have that range, man. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You have to have that range. Some people kind of they're oh, you listen to country? Oh, that's because you went to Vanderbilt and you was in Nashville, Tennessee, which is home of country music. It was nah, man. I like Darius Rucker. I like to just throw it in, just let it go. And that's cool because when you're in the locker room, you have a bunch of guys that listen to all sorts of music, and so to be able to relate and connect with some of those guys. Doing it through music is what we used to do in Chicago. We have Freestyle Friday when you see Brian Earl standing there. He went freestyle, but he'd be right there.
He's listening.
And so it was always cool, man. So that's why I like to ask guys, what's on your playlist? But most importantly, is there one song that you have to hear or listen to before you go out on the field?
I don't know, man. Like I said, it just depends on the mood. Sometimes I start an album on the plane and I'm trying to, catch up on it or try to finish it on the way to the game or whatever. Yeah. But I'd say one song I consistently listen to, and kind of makes me more so appreciate things at the moment.
Yeah,
is Trey Songz "Just Gotta Make It" still.
Yeah,
and I'd probably say. There's a gospel song by Kurt Franklin featuring Molly Music. It's called "Give Me."
That joy I came.
Yeah. I play that every game because Jacoby Jones used to blast that every time when he come into the locker room. So I still stick with it.
So Trey Songz is a Virginia guy, right? If I remember.
Yeah, Virginia boy. Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah. You gonna hop on a track or something with him?
Nah, man, no tracks for me. But I always support, man. Trey Songz, Chris Brown. Chris Brown's from close to where I'm from, so those are two dudes that I definitely support their music, and they always show a lot of love to me.
Nice. So if you had one artist to compare your game to, who would it be and why? So for me, I look at J. Cole, just the fundamental aspects of J. Cole. That was my game. I was just fundamentally sound. You ain't going to get nothing crazy from me, but you know what you're going to get week in and week out, right? It's Earl's fundamentally sound. He's going to catch first down, keep the chain moving. That's the type of guy he is. Who's that guy?
I mean, for me, man, I'm going to go with my favorite rapper. I'm going to have to go with Wayne.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? When the moment's big, he's going to pull up.
Yeah.
And he's gonna put on, and then there's sometimes he gonna put some songs up, and you like, man, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, I'd probably say I'm in the range of all of that. The highs and the lows, baby.
Well, I will say, man, you've been very consistent, and I've appreciated watching you playing even as a rookie, some of those games that you had were just outstanding. But I didn't know you was that fast until I started like watching like film, and I was like, "Yo, he just running by people like this ain't fair." You know what I mean? And then I think around the same time we had Johnny Knox, who had came in the league.
Rolling.
He was rolling too, so it's like, yo, man, I like to see Torrey and Johnny race. Like,
I think Johnny, man, he got that track speed to him, man. I think he may have it, man. When it comes to that field, though, when I'm on that field, I can definitely run with the best of them.
Hey, that's one thing. Game speed is totally different from any type of track speed. You can put some of the fastest guys out there. If you don't have that game speed, it really don't matter. Like it don't. You could be the fastest person in the world, but if you can't play fast, you ain't helpful. You can't help anybody out.
Man, I learned that right away. We used to have a guy named Tannen Dawes, played at Indiana. He's a 4th-round pick. We got drafted the same year. And he would beat me to the 10 every single time. And like that's when I learned the importance of like it doesn't matter if you're like not lined up, crouched in your best position. Like you got to be fundamentally sound, coming off the ball, toes straight, all that stuff. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter. You know, in our game, the first 10 yards kind of dictate everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like, wait, like I'm way faster than him. Like, why does he keep beating me? And he pushed me and definitely made me lock in and figure everything out. Like, bro, I can't be losing to this first 10 yards. You know, because after that, obviously, you know, you're rolling and your speed kind of takes over. But that fundamental, man, like you said, that speed, it only matters if you're playing fast on the field. And that first 10 is important.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you rocking our Prostyle Podcast today, man. How can the people follow you on social media?
Yeah, you can follow me on social media at Torrey Smith WR. I talk about a bunch of random things. I'm real big on my family. I don't shy away from current events or politics. So, you know, y'all want to be in for a debate, come join my page.
You hunt too, right? You're a hunter.
Yeah, I hunt. TMZ let everyone know that the other day. You know, I fish, man. I'm a country boy, man. I don't really do too much. I hunt, I fish, I chill with my family. You know, I play ball, I do community work, and just come on home.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir.